Hey guys, what's going on and welcome to another video. Today we're here back in the studio. Actually, I haven't done a video with face cam in a really long time. They kind of come far and few between, but here we are. Because I thought today we kind of step up the quality and do a different type of video, you hear me? I thought we could go over the types of Hypixel Skyblock players, a very popular game mode because that game mode has exploded in the last couple months. Also, did my light just die on me? My light just died on me. No! Okay, we're back, and I was just about to say, this is my setup here. It's a light bar. I got it plugged in now. And then we got the monitor and the camera. And then we got the bird, and we got a reflector to bounce the light, and yeah. Anyways, let's hop into the video. Hypixel Skyblock. When it was first released, even I can recall that it was very confusing that they would release a server that hundreds of other servers have released, and it's so normal for Hypixel to do stuff like mini games, not full-on series and grinding games like Hypixel Skyblock. So yeah guys, Skyblock just came out. It's in VIP testing. It's not a game that I would have thought Hypixel would have released, but you know what? I'm curious all the same, and I definitely want to get into making a stream on this. So that was a bit of a surprise to most Hypixel players, including myself. I remember I streamed it the first day, and I was like, this is totally different. What made it so successful is that it's not pay to win, and it's got such a grind aspect to it. But even with all the other servers out there and having all this competition, they still sliced them in half and continued onwards and made their server into more of what it is today. I mean, there's a reason that they're the biggest server, and I have no doubts that they're gonna remain on top, you know? But with Skyblock being the #1 game mode out there, there's a lot of different Skyblock players that come onto the server and, you know, make Skyblock the unique experience it is. And that brings us into the #1 spot. Dang, I didn't know I'd be making a list about myself. But here I am. Truth aside, this is kind of to be expected whenever you log into a server. I mean, everyone's on a fresh slate and everyone's in the exact same boat. They don't know what they're doing. You don't know what you're doing. What are you gonna do? Well, you gotta play, you gotta learn, you gotta feel the ground and get yourself out there. And that's where grinding comes into it. If you don't have time to play Skyblock, I mean, you're not gonna get anywhere. You need a lot of time to grind. I mean, noobs. I mean, they're everywhere. They roam around, they punch at stuff, they, you know, try to figure out their place on the earth. I mean, it's such a dense server. It makes sense that a lot of noobs happen to play Hypixel Skyblock as well. I mean, you can craft some armor, you can build up all the random pig armor, swords, Midas swords, you know, it's confusing stuff. Oh yeah, I'm one of those noobs, by the way, if you couldn't tell. But when you have unlimited things to do, a lot of confusion comes around with it, and obviously there's a new update like every month, so that also brings a lot more content, which in turn is a lot more confusion. It takes hundreds of hours to really learn the algorithm of Hypixel Skyblock. I haven't learned it. Everyone starts off as a noob. It's the experience you get along the way that slowly crafts you into a pro. You hear that? That's my dog snoring. But once you're not a noob anymore and you get better at the game, you become a pro, which brings us into the second spot. Ah yes, TimeDeo. No, but seriously, pros is what makes Hypixel Skyblock. It really is its own experience. It's a competitive entourage between Skyblock Islands as to whether or not you have 25 hours a day to commit to your Skyblock Island, so do you? Massive respect to those of you who can pull off that kind of time. I cannot do that. My bird's over here biting my reflector. See what I mean? Ah yes, the plagiarizer. Imagine this. You've built your first house. You're proud of your first house. Then you look across the lawn at Zach to see his house, and it's so much better. You hate Zach in his stupid house. To size him up, you go to Jack's house, which is almost as good to impress everyone else, while saying, hey, yeah, I built this, and no, I'm not reading off a script. Imagine that basically, but for Hypixel Skyblock. They realize that their islands won't compare highly enough to other islands, so they join another island and pretty much try to pass it off as their own. I would never do that. I can tell I'm losing light, by the way. I'm losing my light. What am I gonna do? For some players, it can be pretty difficult to commit all the time that it takes to build up your island and all that in Skyblock. So what a lot of people work their ways towards is through building. Building is a fantastic source of making yourself look like a pro in Skyblock without necessarily even having to be a pro. A lot comes down to it. I mean, a good base design honestly makes your island look way better than a great island with a terrible design, you know? And in my opinion, this is what sets most players apart, because these players are able to turn 27 blocks of dirt, 3 blocks of sand, and a bedrock into a massive sculpture of an island that's beautiful to look at no matter what angle you look at it from. And a great example of this would also be TimeDeo's island. He's a great player, he's a very big pro, but at the exact same time, you gotta remember, he's got a nice island design. So when people look at his island, they see, oh man, look at that island design. It helps enforce the pro mindset. So
one thing I really like about this island is there's so much aesthetic to it. I love it. It's so nice.
Number 5. The griefer. I'm gonna mix griefing and scamming together because they're ultimately both scummy things to do. Unfortunately, even if it's not allowed, it still happens because people get that general mindset that they need to grief or that they want to become richer, so they'll betray someone and do it that way. Unfortunately, even if it's not allowed, it still happens and it sucks every time. This happened to my friend last week and he lost hundreds of hours of work in 20 minutes due to someone's negligence, and it's just not right. There's some servers where insiding is allowed, but ultimately it's become a thing more recently where it's not allowed because, you know, it's scummy. There are also environments where it's more acceptable, like factions, but even still a lot of servers are shutting that down, especially lately. So don't be that guy that ruins other people's fun for personal gain. Honestly, I think it could easily make Minecraft a more toxic place, and that's the last thing we need. So don't scam, kids. Yeah, the YouTuber. Yeah. You hear that? That's my pup. She's snoring in her sleep. The YouTuber is actually a pretty essential part to many servers. Obviously, there are the certain tropes that come with being a YouTuber as well. And when it comes to Skyblock, the YouTube scene is very popular. YouTubers out there like Technoblade, and TimeDeo, and 30virus, and Tabor, and Ben Mascot, and all of them. Them and more probably come to mind. And most of these YouTubers and these creators typically follow a trend, something that follows the YouTube algorithm for their channel that helps them blow up on YouTube and essentially get further along. And these trends are very popular, and I'm gonna bring some up right now. How-tos, let's plays, minions, videos about new accomplishments, island riches, and glitches. But that's what makes Hypixel Skyblock YouTubers so unique. There's so much to do and the content is so extensive that you can ultimately mix and match any idea you want and get a lot of stuff done with it. Unless an update comes out and then there's like 300 people doing the exact same video idea over the course of the next 24 hours on the certain thing that came out that's really cool and really popular, and that's just pretty much the way it goes. But you get what I mean, right? Diversity, consistency, quantity, and quality all together. Right in this knuckle sandwich. But yeah, guys, that's gonna wrap it up for this Hypixel Skyblock video. Like I said, I don't really follow the traditional gameplay route, or route, whatever you want to call it. But I just wanted to switch things up. I wanted to make a, you know, a type sub video, get back on the face cam, interact in real life because, you know, it's fun. So what'd you guys think of this video? I really did try hard on this one and I would love to do another. If we hit 1,500 likes on this, I will do a part 2. I would really appreciate a subscription or even just a like on the video, and if anything, at least comment below on how I did or what you would want to see more of from me on Skyblock or Hypixel or whatever. Do you guys want to see a part 2? Leave some ideas down below about what types of players I could talk about or what types of videos I could do. Check out the video on the left, check out the video on the right, and the subscription button over my face. Thank you for watching, everybody, and I hope to see you tomorrow.